Hello, this is the YOG trailer for The Secret World, which is being developed by EA, which isn't a
Oh,
good sign, I suppose. But you are very excited by it,
well, it's
aren't you,
it's
Simon?
Funcom.
Right?
It's Funcom who did Age of Conan and other
Age of
stuff.
Conan wasn't bad. Um, so the whole concept is that every single
Mm.
conspiracy theory ever is true, right?
Yeah,
Now, isn't that a bit of a problem since
yeah.
don't a lot of them conflict with each other, and also aren't some of them completely fucking
A
nuts?
lot of them are nuts, and a lot of them are in this game, which makes it particularly strange.
Okay.
But I mean, the big draw is this is a modern day MMO with horrible,
Right.
terrifying
So
creatures that
it's
are actually here in reality, but we can't see them
so
for
it's
some reason.
right.
Very conveniently.
Yeah.
And there's three different factions in
Um.
it as well. That's another big draw. There's no two factions. There's three.
Right. Well, that's quite a good idea, actually. I think that kind of throws it all up in the air a bit. What are the factions and why are they different?
They sort of have different ideologies. But there's the Templars who are sort of like the noble paladins who are sort of looking out for people and trying to defeat the darkness. There's the Illuminati who just want to control everything and are very sort of technologically minded. And then there's the dragons who are more sort of Asian mythology inspired, and they're more philosophical about things. So there's three different
I'm not sure I really like this storytelling thing with the skate park and these kind of pausey cutscenes, but the proof of the
It's
computer game is in the playing, as someone
exactly
wise once
as a
said.
wise man once said.
Um, but it looks like they're fairly far along. I mean, this is obviously stuff that you get in the game. This is obviously the engine at work, and it
Mm.
does look okay.
I'm
So
very interested in seeing how it turns out.
I know
I
you
want to
are.
play it because it's different. It's different, Lewis. It's not the same sort of RPG fantasy setting. It's different. It's modern. Look, you have shotguns. There's magic in it. Sure, there's magic, but you're also like walking around modern day cities, defeating these horrible things. It's going to be weird how they work out all of the conspiracy theory stuff and how that works into the plots and the different zones that you go to. Because you go to cities all across the world.
I like all this kind of conspiracy theory nonsense, though. Some of it is all very entertaining. You know, it's
Hmm.
all it's good sort of stuff to use as.
If you don't take it seriously, if you treat it as fiction, sure, it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's a dragon guy there. That's a Templar lass there. And that's an Illuminati
oh
there.
god, they look pretty sinister, don't they?
It gives you an idea. I mean, just from looking at them, you can sort of tell what they're all about,
What their
which I
faction
quite like.
is. Yeah. I think it's difficult for me to kind of see these story-driven MMOs though, because I'm not used to playing MMOs and having these continual chats and cutscenes and story bits like this. You know, it's not familiar to me. So I'm not sure how it'll play out in a multiplayer game. You know, do we all have to sit through this cutscene, or what? Do you know what I mean?
Ah, that's a good point.
So it'll certainly be very interesting to see. And also, you know, with three different factions, does that mean they all have completely independent storylines? That's the danger. You know, do you have to basically make three experiences that keep people, you know, three gameplay threads? And are you expected to play through all of them? I mean, obviously, me and you play World of Warcraft, right?
Hmm.
But we've never played Horde. So I kind of feel
Well, the
like I've
quest.
missed out on half the game.
Okay, well, you go to a place and there's a man there and he says, "I want you to give me 4 bear asses," right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the Alliance guy will say, there's sick children here. I need to nurse them back to health. I need to give them bear ass soup, right? The Horde guy
Right.
will be like, I want to kill loads of babies and eat them for my dinner, and what would go really nice with them as a side would be bear ass.
Right.
So it kind of works like that. You're out there doing the same thing, collecting asses off of bears, but the actual like story, like the quest text, will reflect the sort of the different reasons that you're collecting the bear asses.
So, I mean, are you saying that the same thing will happen here? That the three factions will meet up in the same zones
Could well do.
and cover the same areas? I mean, how's the PvP going to
Could
work?
well
Are you
do.
going to be constantly zone PvP? I think that's something which hasn't really been addressed, and it's very, very fundamental in a modern MMO. You know, because when you look at something like Warhammer Online, they did the sort of the zone PvP very well, and Rift did it very well as well. You know, these are the kind of modern MMOs that we're talking about. Rift in particular was a very good, fun kind of dynamic MMO that worked quite well. And they did a lot of good things with it. It wasn't perfect by a long stretch, but it had a lot of good things in it.
It was a step in the right direction, wasn't it? It was definitely like
Yeah,
an innovative MMO. Lewis.
innovative.
It was an innovative.
And the public quests, you know, were good, and the PvP was good. It ticked a lot of boxes. So yeah, Secret World. We will have to see. I guess we just don't know enough about it yet, do we?
I'm dying to find out more though.